So first and foremost, welcome everybody. Today is Thursday, June 25th, and I am so excited to have you guys all on board. Today, I'm very excited to introduce you to one of my close friends that I've met through this company. First of all, this community that you get within this system is just the most beautiful thing that I've ever experienced, and way more than I didn't even realize that I needed and deserved in my life. So today, I want to introduce you to my girl, Allison. She is 25 years old. She's a stay-at-home working mother. She's a military wife. She's been a part of this system, Isagenix, now for 9 months. Within the system, you guys, she has released over 71 pounds. Holy smokes. You are a smoke show. She went from broke to financially free, which she's going to talk about a little bit. And through this system and through so many other things, which I'm going to really let her tell her story, she's been able to overcome some severe depression, and now she's the happiest she's ever been. So everybody, please welcome my girl, Allison Floor.
So I just need to have you with me at all times to just introduce me to everybody, because that was that gave me chills. Just hearing that just gave me chills. I love you. I love you. Thank you guys so much for being on. I don't think you understand how much this means to me. Like Candace was saying, I have overcome quite a bit. And I'm going to dive all into that. So we're going to be open. We are going to be vulnerable. I am going to share my ups and my downs with you guys. So again, thank you so much for being here. Like Candace was saying, I have been a part of the Isagenix community for about 9 months now, almost 10 months, and it has been a journey. So my journey actually started about 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, I was, living back in California, California girl. Can't stand California. I can't stand Orange County. I lived in Orange County. I lived in Ventura, loved Ventura, not a fan of Orange County. So I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like I was so out of place. I had this negative energy at all times living there. So 4 years ago, I was going to school. I was playing softball. I was working. I was in a relationship, and needless to say, the relationship was toxic. I was beyond stressed out. And given all of these things, work, school, bad relationship, softball, everything was just consuming me. So I was very stressed out. I was pretty depressed, even though at this time I didn't really come to terms with it. I knew something was wrong, but I just kind of was well, I'm probably just exhausted. So I really decided to just take one of those stress aspects out of my life. So I decided to stop playing softball, which was really a big decision for me because I played softball for 18 years. And with playing softball, you're constantly working out, you're constantly in the gym, you are, doing agility, and you're, doing conditioning and everything like that. So you're always fit. So when I was playing softball, you guys, I would literally eat an entire giant bowl of pasta for dinner every single night. Pasta is my jam. If you know me, pasta, I will never get rid of it. It's amazing. So, but I was eating this giant size bowl of it every single day, which continued after I stopped playing softball. So after playing softball, I was oh my gosh, finally I have weekends free. I'm just going to relax. I'm going to sleep. I'm not going to do anything. So I wasn't working out. So I ended up gaining a ton of weight. So I, at that time, was at the heaviest that I had ever been. So then I had somebody reach out to me, and they were oh my gosh, I do Herbalife. You should do it. So I was okay, sure. Why not? I want to lose weight. Let's try some Herbalife. I did Herbalife for probably about 5 months, and I was very inconsistent, and I actually gained more weight, and I didn't really find success with it. I wasn't really serious about it. And once I noticed that I was gaining more weight, I fell into this horrible depression. And, I felt like every other aspect of my life was also going downhill. My relationship kept going downhill. I'm not going to get too much into that, but it was very bad. I was in a place where I didn't feel like I was home. I felt like a huge part of me, like a part of my identity was completely taken away from me when I quit playing softball. And so I just, I felt like my life was just done. That was it. That was as good as it gets. And I was so depressed. I went to therapy. Um, I couldn't really connect with my therapist, and I ended up taking myself out of therapy. And 4 years ago, I actually tried to end my life. I was laying on my bathroom floor, pretty much about to take my last breath. And so, it took a lot to get past that point in my life. And oh, thank you for being so vulnerable. Of course, it was one of those things where, like, I was so embarrassed to talk about for so many years, and now it's like I finally come to terms with the fact of, like, that is always going to be a part of me. And being able to help other people that go through the same thing that I go through is it's like my passion. So it really took a lot for me to get out of that point in my life. And I was forced back into therapy. And I ended up finding a therapist that I fell in love with. And she had really helped me through a lot. So fast forward 2 more years. So my relationship had ended. And little did I know that this was going to be the start of, like, the best time of my life. So my relationship ended. I moved out to Ventura, California. I was living my best life. I was going to the beach every day. I started going to a new school. I, started a new serving job out there. I was going out, and, like, so much fun. Really started to find myself. But however, there was still one underlying issue, and that was always my weight. So a couple months later, I actually met a guy by the name David. He is now my husband. And if you guys have ever met him or seen him on my Instagram stories, he is the absolute light of my life. So I met David, and David really caught me off guard. We just really connected, like, right off the bat. Well, 2 months into our relationship, you guys, 2 months into our relationship, I ended up getting pregnant. So we were like, well, what do we do? We were so excited. We were like, oh my gosh, we're so excited to have a baby, but we were just so lost. Like, I mean, I was a server. He was working as a wildland firefighter. So we were just kind of like, we need to get in a line with what our future is going to look like for our baby. So with that being said, we were completely broke. We had no money, you guys. So my family, very generous of them, opened up their homes and said, please come live with us in Orange County, and we'll help you, get you guys on your feet. So it all sounded great on paper. Well, little did we know that after moving in with my parents in Orange County, that was probably going to be one of the most stressful times in our life. David was going through EMT school to become an EMT because he wanted to go, the fire department route. And I started an office job. And if you guys know me, you know that I do not do well sitting at an office job for 9-10 hours a day. I mean, I actually didn't mind serving because I like creating the connections with people and being active and everything like that. So sitting in an office by myself for 9 hours a day, not my jam. And not to mention, I wasn't really making good money. So I just kind of fell back into this depression. I was very stressed out with our living situation. David and I were kind of on the rocks because we were just very stressed out with everything that was going on. We had no money. He was like the heaviest that he had ever been. I was the heaviest that I had ever been, and I was pregnant. And it was such a dark time in our life. So a couple months later, I had our daughter, Aubrey, which she is my entire world. She just turned 1 back in April, and I love her. I love her. So when I gave birth, I was 250 pounds. 250 pounds. That is the absolute heaviest that I have ever been in my entire life. And coming from a former athlete, like now to 250 pounds, it's a huge shock, right? So, you know, after having Aubrey and still constantly going through the stress wasn't getting any easier. It was getting worse. And I actually developed postpartum depression really bad. And when I say really bad, I mean to the point where, waking up sounded awful. Or like I was, driving my car and I would say like, I really wish someone would just like T-bone me right now. Like it was really bad. So then, I put myself back into therapy, and because David and I were going through so much, I actually had David go with me. So I remember I was sitting in therapy and I was like crying my eyes out to David. And I was like, I'm the heaviest that I have ever been. He had just decided to join the Air Force. So he had to lose all of this weight. And that guy lost 75 pounds within 4 months. And I was like, hold on, you look good. And here I am, I'm 250 pounds. Like, what the heck? So I was like really sad about that. And I remember crying to him and I was like, I need something that's going to bring me some joy. And my therapist was like, well, what do you think, that surrounds? And I was like, definitely my weight. So I actually, so I had been following this girl on Instagram for, I think it was like almost a year. And I started following her because she was pregnant at the same time as me. And she had a son a month after I had Aubrey. And I remember seeing, just everything that she was posting. I loved her vibe. And then she posted something on her story and she was asking for like mom advice. So I messaged her. And then, we exchanged a couple messages and that was that. So then I also saw that she lived in Texas. Well, this is the time where David and I also decided that while he was going through training with the Air Force and everything like that, I was going to move to Texas and live with my mother-in-law. So I was like, hey, I see you live out in Texas. I'm about to move there. Like, what should I expect? And she was like, okay, first of all, we're going to become the best of friends, blah, blah, blah. And then she started asking me, she was like, so if you don't mind me asking, what are you going to do when you come out to Texas? And I was like, I don't know. I really don't know. She saw that I was, just starting to lose some weight, or I had posted something about like, oh, like here's the start of my journey. And so she introduced me to isogenics literally 2 days after I was sitting in therapy, crying my eyes out to David and saying I needed something to bring me some joy. And you guys, I like vividly remember this conversation with Mackenzie, and her name is Mackenzie Funk, by the way. She just did the Lunch and Learn last week. If you watched it or listened to it back, she has been like probably the biggest inspiration of my life. So she's amazing. So I remember this conversation vividly. We got on the phone and she was like, okay, so tell me your goals. Like, what are you looking for? And I just was an open book with her, told her everything. And so she's like, okay, great. Got me on the phone with Sydney the next day. And Sydney literally just like sold me on the call. I spent my last dollar on products, you guys. Spent my last dollar on products. I just dove head in. Like there was no stopping me. I was like so ready to go for it. And you guys, that was the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. That was 9 months ago. So, during these last 9 months, I have been able to successfully release 71 pounds. I am running for the 100-pound club. And for those of you that don't know what that means, it means that I want to be recognized on stage at an Isogenics event during an IsoBody challenge because I've lost 100 pounds. So 29 more pounds to go. But, I've lost 71 pounds. I got married to David. We both have become the best version of ourselves, and we are just so happy with each other now. And I think that's because I'm finally happy with myself. I've become financially free. And later on in the call, I'm actually going to talk about how we, how we're able to achieve that. And we're moving to Florida here in like a week. We're literally moving to Florida because we're a military family, and they're just like, hey, you guys are going there. So we're like, okay, let's go to the beach. So with me becoming financially free, and I have now been able to buy a MacBook. I'm literally sitting on my new MacBook right now. I'm obsessed. It took me 25 years to buy a MacBook. It's fine. I'm actually shopping for a new car. I need a mom car because we are planning on baby number 2. So definitely going to need a new car. And just last week, I was finally able to quit my serving job. So I am now a stay-at-home working mama who used to be so depressed and so sad that I literally felt like 4 years ago that was it for me. And for any of you guys that are feeling like that, just know that that's not it. Your life has so much more ahead of you. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm actually going to pass it back over to Candace and let her talk to you guys about her story and some products. And yeah, just thank you guys so much for letting me be open and vulnerable with y'all. I appreciate it.
Well, first of all, I have freaking chills after that because everything you said resonated to me so much. I'm so thankful for you. Thank you, first of all, for just being vulnerable, sharing your story, letting us see the deepest, darkest parts of your life and how you were able to climb out of them and make them the brightest parts. So I am so, so thankful for you. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Candace Grosso. I live in West Palm Beach. My current 9 to 5, if you will, is I work in marketing and advertising for a television company, and I'm a digital sales specialist. Ooh, super fancy. If you look at my picture, you can see the past 5 months for me has been quite a journey. When I was 16 years old, I was actually diagnosed with something called polycystic ovarian syndrome. And with that, there's 4 different types. I actually have all 4 of them, meaning I also have hypothyroidism and I am severely insulin resistant. What that looked like for me is that as I grew and as the stresses of life came to be, I felt so uncontrol of my body. I felt so in control of my emotions. I felt so in control of my weight. I felt so in control of everything that was Candace Grosso. And I'm a control freak. I'm very type A. And so feeling out of control made me feel like I was spiraling. Once adulthood hit and I was just, going through life and the stresses hit me and like the bad relationships came and went and finances came into the picture, my body started holding on to all of this excess weight and all of the toxicness that is stress and life and love and other mysteries. And within that, I wasn't able to find anything that could help me. I went to a hormone doctor and they took my hormones and realized that I was low to negative in pretty much everything, meaning my body did not produce a lot of estrogen and did not produce progesterone at all. Having PCOS and the symptoms that I had, I was overproducing testosterone, meaning I was growing like extremely dark hairs on my neck and chin. My voice was extremely raspy. I would never have a consistent period. There'd be times where I'd have a period for 3 months straight. And then for 5 months, I would just be like not knowing if I could ever wear white pants or go to the pool again, because who knows when my period would be like, hello, I'm here. So all that to say, every day was just a mystery to me. So I got put on, golly day, more supplements than I can even mention. I was spending about $1,000 to $1,200 for about a year trying to figure out taking these supplements. What I wasn't told was that you have to have minerals in order to break down those vitamins. So my body wasn't able to break down what I was spending on. And so I was literally just paying for expensive pee, you guys. There's really no other way to put it than that. So then they realized, oh, your body's not breaking this down. We will give you in the form of a liquid, meaning I had to give myself shots twice a day for like 9 months, once in my stomach, once in my butt. And that was miserable because I freaking hate needles. Now I'm used to them because it became part of my everyday life, but I still wasn't seeing any changes. I was still extremely moody. Then they put me on a pure progesterone cream where I was literally taking purely concentrated hormones and rubbing them into my skin every morning and night. And y'all, that made me psycho. Before I thought I was emotional. When this happened, I remember one time calling my boyfriend crying and he was like, oh no, what's wrong? And I said, I was just driving and the light turned green and I wasn't ready to go yet. And he was like, I don't understand. And then I was like, I don't either. Why is this? And so then I got mad that I was emotional, right? So it's like this weird vicious cycle. So all that to say, I have tried everything in the book. I had tried Herbalife, Arbonne, Advocare, Plexus, everything you can imagine. I was that person that if someone introduces a product to me, I was like, heck, nothing else has worked. Maybe this will work. And I tried it all. So when my girl Toria introduced me to Isogenics, I kind of had that same mindset. Well, heck, I've tried everything else. Why not this? And then when I found out, you guys, that we have a 30-day money back guarantee, I was like, even better, because everything else I had tried was just a loss for me. But for this, if it didn't work, I could actually get my money back. So I dove in head first, got, a value pack, because I was like, I'm only going to allow the system to work to see if it really will work. And if you guys can see in between my first and my second photo, that was my 1 month or my 30-day transformation. Within that time, I was able to release over, I think, 15 pounds and 12 inches overall. And for me, that was mind blowing. I was never really one to jump on the scale. So I only jumped on the scale when I first started. And then, whenever my 30 days was up. And I will be very vulnerable with y'all. My full intention was to eat for free and then to deliver all my stuff back and be like, oh, it didn't work. And, just send everything back. Well, you guys, whenever I was able to look, and I took weekly photos. So I had because for me, weight is one thing, but muscle weighs more than that. We won't get into that. But when I can see that my clothes are fitting different, and then when I actually look at my body composition and see how my body is able to change when I am releasing all of what I call toxic waste, holy mackerel. Shirts that used to be tight on me were now loose. And I was like, oh, where are you in there? Super exciting. And then as you can see, my 3 months is after I had completed something called an ISA body challenge, where we do 16 weeks of being on the product. And you guys, in 3 months, look at the bloat is gone. 5 months, I actually took this picture, I think it was last week. So I've now been on the products for 5 months. Over that time, I've released over 30 pounds. I've released over 25 inches overall. Yes, I will clap for that, because first of all, I'm the same way, Allison. When stress hits you, you don't realize how quickly you can downward spiral, and you obviously can't get there overnight. But when it happens gradually, it's like you almost wake up one day and you're like, who am I? Whose body am I living in? This is not what I'm used to. This is not who I am. So do know, whenever you go on this journey that is this new nutrition, it's not going to happen overnight. Just like you didn't gain all that weight, become that person, have all that stress overnight. It is a process. And what I love about us is this is just the beginning. We're 5 and 9 months in, and we're ready to do this for the rest of our life because we feel so incredible, amazing. So that's a little bit about my story. I want to talk about some of the daily challenges that every single one of us face. So the first challenge I want to talk about is toxicity, which is such a hard word to say, but toxicity. So systematically, you guys, our food is sprayed with chemicals to preserve it. So guess what? We're also absorbing those chemicals. And I'll let y'all know, I don't have time to eat organic all the time, right? I also don't have the funds to be able to eat organic all the time. So with that, in addition to what we eat, what we're breathing in, what we're drinking, I'm Italian, Sicilian, and Greek. I need my wine. And I say need because it is a need, okay? It comes straight out of desperation. The air that we're breathing right now, we're not breathing as much toxicity because we're kind of confined to our homes, or we're breathing in our masks, or there's not as much smog and everything going on. But everything that we absorb, sometimes we forget that our skin is the largest organ in our entire body. And the lotions you put on, what you're washing your body with, the clothes detergent that you're using, all of that is absorbed through in your skin. So stresses. First of all, who isn't stressed right now with a pandemic, with the world going crazy, with every day us being told, oh, by the way, what we told you yesterday is completely all BS. Now try this. It's really confusing, right? So physically, this is good and bad stressors, whether you're stressing yourself through working out, whether you're stressing yourself through just thinking financially, emotionally. Relationships are hard, you guys, and that's with your significant other, with your parents, with your friends, with yourself. All of that is hard. A deficient food system. So you guys, our food is nutritionally bankrupt from all of the herbicides and the pesticides that they're putting on them, right? So not only that, we have to think about now they're trying to overproduce everything that they used to produce. So there's a study that says back in our grandparents' age, in order for them to get for us to get the same nutrients of them eating one orange in their day, today we would have to eat 9 oranges to be able to absorb that same amount of nutrients, which is insane because I could never sit down and just have 9 oranges. So think about that too. And then getting discouraged from slip ups. I know for me, I am a control freak, as I mentioned before. And so when I slip up, sometimes I feel like a failure. And I'm really learning that this system is more about progress over perfection. And I'm learning that the community in which that also comes within this system is more powerful and more than I even bargained for or knew that I was allowed to have. So what's amazing is a lot of times whenever you're on a diet, by the way, the word diet literally has the word die in it. So think about that. When people are like, I've tried this diet, I've tried that diet. It's like, why would you want to remove the things that make you happy? So what I love about this is it's more about what you're putting in instead of what you're taking out, which is really amazing. Statistics actually show that if an individual is like 72%, or if an individual is likely to complete in something, if they have 1 to 3 people, they will actually complete it and be proud 72% more than if they were trying to do it on their own. So having friends, having people there backing you up is so, so powerful. So let's look about how we can combat some of these issues with isogenics. So first of all, our shake. If you're drinking a shake, hold that shake up, because I love these shakes. I actually mixed mine this morning with coffee. So let's just talk about shakes for a second. So these are key to my daily life, and they're a must for me. I do not skip my shakes ever, right? We all eat food, so let's at least make some of it nutritionally beneficial, right? So these shakes have all of your macro and your micronutrients. They're equivalent to 3 fully plated organic meals per shake. And for those of you who are thinking, oh my gosh, this must be the most expensive thing ever, they're actually equivalent to about $3 a meal, which is way cheaper than you could ever eat even if you went to McDonald's and got 3 items off of the dollar menu, which is a burger, fries, and a Coke, right? So add that tax and you're already paying more, but you're getting 3 fully plated organic meals into 1 shake. First of all, we have so many different options for everyone. I am highly lactose intolerant, so I cannot have our whey undenatured protein because it upsets my stomach. So I do our plant-based, which are also vegan. What's amazing about these is that they are all gluten-free, which I'm also celiac. So it's amazing how much these all accommodate to everything that we are dealing with. They have everything from 24 grams of high quality protein, whether that be whey from milk of grass-fed cows or the pea protein that is in the plant-based. They have branched chain amino acids, fully fueling carbohydrates, good fats. It's 243 vitamins and minerals. First of all, they taste incredible, and everything is natural ingredients, so no artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners, which is huge. After we shake up our life, we want to nourish our life with our Cleanse for Life. So after we eat, we need to detoxify our bodies, because like we were talking about, all of the toxicity that we have in our system, it needs to come out somehow. Now, when you think of the word cleanse, I don't want you to automatically go to a poopy toilet shitter cleanse, because that's what I think of when I hear the word cleanse. I'm like, no, I'm not going to run around with a toilet attached to my butt. But this cleanse is truly like an oil change for your cells. Wow, my country real came out. For your cells. It's basically just for cellular turnover. So it's really more of a urinary cleanse, meaning that you're going to pee out the toxins, and it's going to help those toxins be released through your urine. So don't freak out when you hear cleanse. I know that that's super, super scary. In today's society, we see a lot of things like detox teas or, oh, I'm detoxing, when all they're doing is really not eating, right? Or they're using some kind of gimmick product that you're going to see somewhere. I remember like on Instagram or on Facebook, if you realize every 4th or 5th story is an ad these days. And there's so many, because I am in the health and wellness industry, I get targeted with them all the time. So what's amazing here is that there's so much science that backs up our nutrition and that backs up our cleanse days, because we still get to eat on those cleanse days. We don't eat as much, right? Because we're doing more intermittent fasting, which intermittent fasting, sidebar, is actually something that our company developed years and years and years and years ago. And now it's kind of like highlighted and exciting. So after we shake up our life, after we nourish our life, now we're going to focus on de-stressing your life. And I don't know about you guys, but this product for me is literally a game changer. It's by far one of my most favorite products. Personally, I mix it up with a little bit of lemon. Sometimes I put it in my shakes directly, but this is like nature's answer to stress, pretty much. That actually is what it says on the bottle. But they're filled with a blend of adaptogens. And what adaptogens are is they're actually from the Middle East. Our CEO, Jim Coover, actually brought them over in a suitcase several years ago. And they're just that. They basically help you adapt to stress. So if you're super, super high, they help bring you back down. And if you're super, super low, they help bring you back up to a levelized thing. So you can really drink this any time of the day. Like I said, add it to your shakes, drink it alone. It's really up to you. What I love about it is it tastes delicious. Everything is flexible. You can have it when you want. Because I'm in a stressful sales and marketing job, I often have this twice a day. And it's really like what some people call, I don't have kiddos other than my precious little pup, but some people call this their mommy juice, where they can just sip on this and just feel like they're almost enjoying a spa day while the world is still chaotic around them. So I want to go over a little bit about what our regular day looks like. So in your first 30 days with a system, you're really going to be drinking and replacing 2 meals a day with shakes. So you can have those at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Accommodate it to your schedule, accommodate it to what works for you. What we want to do with this is, and what a typical day looks like for me, is I have my shake first thing in the morning. I start with my Ionic Supreme. I have a shake. This morning I've mixed coffee in with my shake, and you guys, it is a game changer. I'll normally have a snack if I'm hungry, but honestly, I'm not normally hungry until lunch. Lunch, I'll have another shake because I'm normally working, running and gunning, have another snack, and then I'll do a dinner. Oftentimes, like before COVID, I would be going out for dinner or lunch with my clients because I am in sales. And what's amazing is that, again, I didn't have to be really strict as in being in keto or being on a Daniel fast or what have you. I just was being a little bit more cognizant of, okay, today I want to eat X, Y, and Z. But if I want pizza, your girl's going to eat pizza. Also, what's amazing about this is we have something called Isodelites, or the chocolate. And the chocolate is actually fat burning chocolate. It actually helps regulate your hormones. It actually helps regulate your blood sugars. As Allison was mentioning earlier, our girl Mac, she is a type 1 diabetic, and she actually takes like 2 of these a day whenever she feels like her sugars are lowering, and they bring her back to normal, which is huge. So those are not the only products we have. I'll touch on a few of what we have. We actually have a suite of over 75 plus products. So we literally have a little bit of something for anyone. This is just to highlight some of my most favorite products that we have. The Isodelight, again, like I was saying, I will not go a day without this thing. I'm a big, huge mint and dark chocolate fan. And what's amazing is we have both mint and dark chocolate options. You can even have these on cleanse days. And for me, these have been a game changer on cleanse days. The greens are amazing. Within the greens, 1 scoop is equivalent to having 2 fully plated like organic veggies, which is incredible because you guys, I do not eat my greens. I know that I don't. And those are super good. The Bia, I'll just tell you guys, the Bia is probably the world's greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I have one of these every single day. And the Bia also has adaptogens in them. It actually stands for Botanical Energy and Adaptogens, is what BEA stands for. And you guys, first of all, it's plant-based. So whenever you have a Red Bull, later you feel a crash, you feel like you're about to die, you get really irritable, that does not happen. Honestly, whenever I'm irritable, my boyfriend will be like, go have an Isodelight, go have a Bia. He knows that I need those things to be able to kind of up my game. And I realized when I do not have one of those 2 things in a day or my shake, I'm literally a totally different person, which is kind of crazy. We have a full amped line for anyone who is performance, because I know some people are like, what about those of us who want to work out? Well, we really have something for everyone. I actually just purchased an amp line and started it this week. And you guys, every morning I've started the pre-workout to kind of help me wake up when I'm on my walk with my dog. It tastes like watermelon. It's been a game changer. I'm super excited to see my body fully transform with toning up now that I'm on these products. Our complete words are hard today. Our complete essentials is amazing because it is both for men and women, and we have different products for each, right? Because our bodies are so different based off of what we need. What's incredible about this is it literally has all of your micronutrients in there that you could be missing from any part of your day. It's also incredible because it has vitamins, minerals, omega-3s, all your antioxidants, and it even has age-defying nutrients. It has something in it called isogenesis, which we call Botox in a bottle. And then you also get, or the accelerator and the flush, they really just help your body really work the way it needs to work. So I'm going to go over a few quick frequently asked questions. Do you eat real food? Will I stay full? Yes, absolutely. I'm still on my first shake. For me over here in Eastern time, it is 12:40, and I haven't even finished my first shake. And all I've had this morning is my pre-workout and 1 cup of Ionix coffee. So what does the cleanse day look like? Super simple. It's, like I said, not an OSHA cleanse. We actually have a tracker that gives you a point system that you can keep up with to make it super, super simple. What do I eat for dinner or snacks? You can really eat whatever you want here. If you want to be hyper healthy, then eat hyper healthy. For me though, I ate pizza, and I wanted the products to work for themselves, and I didn't want to I wanted to send all my stuff back. So I cheated as much as possible. I had wine every night. I was eating pizza. I was going out. I was all of the things. So really it's just up to you and what your personal goals are. So what if I don't need to lose weight? So what's amazing, like I said, this system is really for anyone. So if you know some of the people, the person I enrolled with, Toria, she didn't need to lose any weight at all. She actually needed to gain. And what's incredible is that this system, your body reacts to the system as it needs to, and the products really speak for themselves. So if you don't want to lose weight, but you want to tone up, or you want to do it for nutrition, again, each shake is equivalent to 3 fully plated meals of organic foods. So think about that. Are you getting that right now in your regular food that you're eating? So I'm on the go all the time. I might be too busy. I know a lot of you may not know me, but I'm probably the busiest person that anyone's ever met. I am working nonstop. Before COVID, and even now, I was going to 4 to 5, network marketing groups every single week. Now I'm doing them virtually. Now I just got a new puppy. There's so many things happening. But for me, this is actually spared time. Instead of having to go through a drive-through, instead of having to meal prep for hours on a Sunday, it literally takes me 30 seconds to blend this little baby up, and again, keeps me full. So do I have to, or what do you add to the shakes? To me, when I first started, I added water and ice. We actually have specific breakdowns of what you can add, but now I add peanut butter. I'll add some, bananas or some frozen fruit. Totally up to you. Because I do the plant-based, they are a little bit more gritty, so I like to add some texture to make them a little bit more creamy. Do I have to do this forever? Just so you guys know, you don't have to, but it's almost like, do you need to breathe forever? Because if you do something that makes you feel like the sun, which is what this system has made me feel like, I'm never going to stop doing it. So again, that's completely up to you, but no, you don't have to do this forever. One thing I do know a lot of people ask is they say, when I stop my diet, I have gained everything back. Well, honey, if you go back to what you were doing before your diet, and you're eating like crap and you're drinking like crap and you're not moving your body, then yes, you're going to go back. That's not a system's fault. So reevaluate that. What if my husband or boyfriend wants to do it? I will guarantee you that 99.9% of the time, men will open up their own accounts. If they're not stealing all of your own products already, they will see how amazing you feel. They will see that they have, their wife, their husband, their whatever it is that you are to someone. They will see how you're feeling, and they will want the same thing, which is amazing. Do I have to work out? First and secondly, and all of the above, I haven't worked out, I don't think once this year. I go on walks with my puppy, which he can't even walk a mile. So no, you do not have to work out at all. If you want to, yes, you're going to see better results if you're moving your body, but it's not mandatory. Is it expensive? So basically, whenever someone asks me that, I always say, curiously, what is expensive to you, right? Because if you see the value in a highly nutritionally dense meal versus the mystery meat of going to a drive-through, and it's equivalent to about $3 a meal, it's not expensive at all. If anything, I would pay you way more money for this. What if I don't like it? Like I said, if you don't like it, there's a money back guarantee. There's literally no risk at all. And do I have to sell this stuff? I know a lot of people ask that. No, you absolutely don't have to sell anything at all. Again, when you feel your best, why wouldn't you want to shout from the rooftops about how incredible this is? If you've ever been to a restaurant, watched a movie, I remember when Tiger King came out, I was like, everyone needs to know about this show. It is so crazy. And I, told everyone about it, right? Well, that's basically what this is. Whenever you feel so amazing, all you're doing is just saying, hey, let me tell you how incredible I feel. Would you want to do this with me? I need some accountability. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this back over to Allison, and I'm going to let her talk about how you can grab 2 friends and eat for free.
Oh my gosh, Candace. I seriously feel like I learn more and more about our products every single time somebody goes over this. And it's like something new that I like never knew of. And I've been on the system for like 9 months already. So thank you so much for that. So like Candace had mentioned, there is a way to eat for free. And I'm going to go through basically all of the steps of how to achieve that. So with that being said, like I've mentioned before, I've been on the system for 9 months now. I paid for my first pack, and because I referred 2 friends, believe it or not, the 2 friends that I actually referred are on this call right now. Hi, Cheyenne. Hi, Sally. Thank you for being with me all this time. So because I referred them, I've been eating for free for the past 9 months. I literally got my money back right away, and then I also put some extra money in my pocket and started saving up for my next month's order. So totally an amazing way to get it done, and you only do it by just grabbing 2 friends to do this with you. So who are 2 people that you know of that want to hold you accountable, or who want to be healthy, or who want to lose weight, or who want to gain some muscle in the gym? I guarantee you, 2 people who are wanting to do this with you, right? So this is what we call a you share, they share opportunity. So let's pretend like this blonde lady here is me. I used to have blonde hair, so we can just pretend it's me for the time being. So I'll start off by saying that you can get started on individual products, or you can get started on a system. If you do start on the products, it's a great way to get you started. And I mean, me, for example, I started on what's called an everyday health pack because I only had $200 left to my name, and I couldn't even afford anything more. And so Sydney was like, sorry, you can't get any other packs, but here's an everyday health pack. So I'll break that down what that is a little bit later. But just for the sake of this example, we're going to be using the value pack. So our value pack is going to be like our full, like top of the line pack. It's going to be the entire system. It's going to provide you the best success over the next 30 days, or your first 30 days, I should say, and really just help design you reach that success that you're looking for. So what's also really awesome is that we like to work with your personal budget and your personal goals too. This isn't something like we're just trying to steal your money. We're literally trying to help you reach your goals. So for the sake of this example, let's just go ahead and say that I met this guy named Bob, and Bob is looking to become healthy. So I tell Bob about how amazing Isagenix is and how amazing our value pack is. So he's like, yep, let's do it. I want to start on a value pack. Let's go. So because I enrolled Bob on a value pack, Isagenix is going to reward me. They say, congratulations, Allison. You just got him started on a value pack. Here's $100. So to put that into perspective, when I was living in California, I was driving a 2003 Chevy Suburban. And if you guys don't know how expensive gas is in California, it literally cost me $120 to fill up my tank. So $100 went a long, long way when I had that car. So like I said, Isagenix is going to reward me with $100. So say I also wanted to get my friend Susie started, and Susie was like, yes, sign me up on the value pack. I want to get started. I'm ready to go. So Isagenix is going to be like, Allison, oh my gosh, you are killing it. Here's another $100. So what's also really awesome about Isagenix, because Isagenix is just so giving to its associates, if you are to do this within the same commission week, so the same week you enroll these 2 people up on a value pack, not only are they going to give you $100, they're now going to double that. So take those 2 $200 rewards, you now have $400. You guys, $400 in a week, imagine what that could do for you. That was filling up my gas tank. That was buying formula for Aubrey. That was finally being able to treat my husband to a dinner. That was getting all of the essentials that I need. So by you doing this, Isagenix is also going to reward you with our first leadership rank. So if you do this within your first 30 days of becoming an associate, you are now called a consultant. And like I said, by doing this within your first 30 days, Isagenix is going to reward you with another $100, you guys. That's $500. And all of this is like an example in a week's time. You guys, $500 in a week, like that just fires me up. Like, who doesn't need or want an extra $500 in a week? So now, with that being said, this is now what we are going to call you share, they share. So say Bob on my left is absolutely in love with his products and he wants to share with 2 people too and earn an additional $500 back the same way that I showed you. So what he is going to do is he's going to share with 2 people. And by doing this, you now have Bob that is now a consultant. And by creating a consultant, Isagenix is going to reward you with another $100. So $600 right there. So then say Susie also wants to share with 2 people. So she's like, you know, I have all these friends that want to join in. They want to sign up on value packs, blah, blah, blah. She earns an additional $500 back just like you did. Susie is now a consultant. Isagenix is going to reward you with another $100, you guys. Isagenix is just so giving that they're like, here's $100. You know that Oprah meme where it's like, you get $100, you get $100, you get $100. Everybody gets $100. It's amazing. So like you see on the screen here, that's $700, you guys. What would $700 do for you right now, especially with everything going on in COVID? Imagine what an additional $700 would do for you right now. So by just going through the process of you share, they share, you are now considered a crystal manager. And if you do this within the first 60 days, so 2 months, 60 days of you becoming an Isagenix associate, Isagenix will now reward you with an additional $250 bonus just by going crystal manager. That's $950. You guys, that's almost $1,000. Like, what would $1,000 do for you right now? I know, for example, for me, I was able to buy a new MacBook. I have been dreaming of owning a MacBook. I know, as silly as that sounds, I've been dreaming of owning a MacBook for like so long now. And just because of the system, I've been able to buy my MacBook. I'm now currently shopping for a new car. I was able to quit my serving job last week. You guys, this is like a game changer. And it is like, you don't need to be an expert on everything that, you know, Candace was talking about with your products earlier. You don't need to be an expert. You know, you can lean on me. You can lean on Candace. You can lean on Savannah, who's on this call. All you have to do is just share with your friends. Share your amazing results. Heck, share my results. 71 pounds. You guys, people need to eat. And this is a way for you to eat for free and even earn an additional income. It is, in my mind, it is an absolute no-brainer. So next, what I'm going to be talking about is just a couple of the packs that we have to offer. So like I had mentioned before, because I only had $200 left to my name, you guys, I had no business spending that $200, but I did it anyway. I got started on an everyday health pack. So it's not listed here, but you know, for example, if somebody is really, really, really balling on a budget, but they really want to achieve their health goals, our everyday health pack is just going to come with 2 shake canisters. It comes with 1 canister of our cleanse, comes with our Ionic Supreme, and it comes with a shaker bottle with a couple of sample products in it, and that is it. So what we have listed here in the top left-hand corner is going to be our basic pack. So our basic pack is going to also help you set you up for some success within your first 30 days, but this is also for somebody who, again, is balling on a budget and doesn't want to go, you know, all out with the value pack, which it's fine. So with your basic pack, you are going to be getting your 4 shake canisters. So that'll essentially come out to 2 shakes a day. You know, if you want to do 1 shake a day, that's fine. But like Candace had mentioned earlier, we recommend 2 shakes and 2 healthy meals a day. You're also going to get your Ionic Supreme and hashtag Mommy Juice. It is the best thing in the entire world because taking care of a 1-year-old while your husband is in tech school right now, it is stressful. So highly, highly, highly recommend our Ionic Supreme. You're going to get 2 canisters of our cleanse, which will essentially come out to 1 cleanse day a week. Isagenix does recommend that you cleanse once a week. It's amazing. We like to do cleanse day Wednesdays. What's also really awesome about our community is that we tend to do it together and hold each other accountable. So it's great. You're also going to get the Natural Accelerator, which is hands down my favorite product. You're going to get your Eyes to Flush pills, and you're going to get your little chewable snacks. So, and down in the right-hand corner, you are going to see our value pack. I mean, this, you guys, you get a blender. A blender. Like, every time I tell everybody that, like, oh yeah, you get a blender with the value pack, they're like, wait, what? You get a blender. You also get all of your greens and your cleanse, your Ionic Supreme. You get the snacks that Candace was talking about earlier. So this pack is going to help set you up with the most success in your first 30 days. So Yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say. Does anybody want to unmute themselves, and do they have any other questions for Candace and I? We would love to open the floor for you guys and answer any questions you might have. Let me go through our messages. I tend to not pay attention to them. Okay, awesome. Well, here is my Instagram handle. And there's also Candace's. If y'all have any questions, just please message us. I'm also on Facebook, Allison Plord. Feel free to message me as well. I'd be so happy to share more about my journey and help set you guys up with success. So thank you guys so much for being on and letting me share my story with y'all.
Thank you, Allison, so much. Like I said, if you guys want to blow her up in the chat box, like just hearing your story has been absolutely everything. Thank you so much. And as always, we'll be here same time, same Zoom code next week. Love you guys.